For centuries, we've searched for where we came from. From myths to microscopes, we've looked for answers. And today, many believe they've found it in one word: evolution. You are a product of natural selection, they say. You exist because your ancestors fought, adapted, and survived. But is that all you are? Is your heart just a pump? Is your mind just a glitch in neurons? Is your longing for truth just chemical activity? Today, we're not here to argue religion versus science. We're here to ask a deeper question. Is evolution the full truth, or is there something beyond? Let's explore this together. What evolution actually says and doesn't say. Evolution is a theory in biology. It says that life changes over time. Species adapt to their environments. Traits that help survival get passed down. That's called natural selection. It explains how some life forms change, survive, or die out. But here's what evolution does not explain. How life began in the first place. Where DNA came from, the code of life. Why a lifeless universe suddenly gave rise to life, and then to self-awareness. That's not a flaw, that's just science being honest. Science is powerful but limited. It studies the how, but it often leaves out the why. From apes to humans or something more. You've heard humans evolved from apes. That's an oversimplification. Science actually says humans and apes share a common ancestor, a now extinct creature we've never seen alive. So what's the proof? Fossils, yes, but incomplete. Genetics, yes, but similarity doesn't prove ancestry. Humans may share parts of their DNA with animals, plants, even fruit. But that still doesn't explain what truly separates humans from everything else. Similarity in code doesn't prove common origin, it may simply reflect common design. Yet none of these explain why only humans build civilizations, why only humans write books, compose music, or seek God, why only humans ask, why am I here? So the real question isn't, did we come from apes? It's what makes humans human. The code of life needs a coder. Every cell in your body has DNA, the instruction manual for life. It's made of 4 chemical letters, A, T, C, and G, forming a code billions of steps long. And inside this code are instructions to build you, your eyes, your thoughts, your heartbeat. It's more advanced than any software humans have ever written. Here's the question: where did that code come from? Codes don't write themselves. Laws don't make themselves. Systems don't build themselves. Even if evolution is the engine, someone had to build the car. And someone had to write the rules it follows. That's why many scientists, even non-religious ones, now say, there is intelligence behind life. Not randomness, not chaos, but intentional design. And Islam has said it all along. Indeed, we created all things with precise measure. Surah Al-Qamar 54:49. Biology cannot explain the soul. You can study bones, cells, and DNA. You can measure hormones and neurons. But can science explain regret after hurting someone, the peace of prayer, the hope of forgiveness? These are not chemicals. They are experiences. They are real but non-material. Evolution may explain instinct, but it cannot explain Iman. It cannot explain why a human being, rich or poor, bows in prayer, seeking something beyond this world, because that ability was not evolved. It was breathed into us. Then he proportioned him and breathed into him of his spirit. Surah As-Sajdah 32:9. You were made from clay, but you were given something far greater, a soul with no purpose. Now think about this. If humans are just advanced animals, why do we seek meaning? Why do we feel lost without purpose? No animal asks why it exists, but you do. Why? Science can tell you what your body needs, but it cannot tell you what your soul longs for. If life is only about survival, why are we not satisfied with just food, safety, and shelter? Because your biology may resemble creation, but your soul is far beyond biology. It was gifted, not grown. But your purpose is revealed. And I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me. Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:56. Not rules to bind you, but love to guide you. A soul without worship is like lungs with no air. What science can't predict. Here's a deep truth. Science can observe patterns, but it can't predict purpose. It can't tell you why you were born in this time, this family, this place. Why one person is tested with hardship, another with ease. Why some people rise from darkness while others fall in luxury. These aren't biological events. They're spiritual journeys. And only the one who made you knows your story. Does man think he will be left aimless? Surah Al-Qiyamah 75:36. You are not a mistake. Atheists say, you are lucky to be alive, just a random result of time and atoms. But if that's true, then morality is just opinion. Justice is just an illusion. Life is just a waiting room for death. But we know that's not true. We feel it when we see injustice. We feel it when we hear the Quran. We feel it in sujud that this life has meaning. Because you are not a random result. You are a created soul, intentionally designed, lovingly formed. You are not a mistake that became Muslim. You are a Muslim who was never a mistake. Beyond evolution is revelation. Islam doesn't reject science. Islam says, study, reflect, observe, but don't forget who made you able to ask. The Quran was revealed in a time with no labs, no microscopes. Yet it speaks of embryology, the expanding universe, the origin of life, all without error. Because it didn't evolve. Why? It was revealed. Say, are those who know equal to those who do not know? Surah Az-Zumar 39:9. We will show them our signs in the horizons and in themselves, until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Surah Fussilat 41:53. Indeed, this is the truth for every honest heart. To the believer, this video is your reminder. To the seeker, this is your invitation. To the skeptic, this is not to attack you but to awaken you. We don't say don't believe in science. We say look deeper. Science is a tool, but truth is a compass. Evolution may explain change, but only Allah explains why change exists. Even if some creatures adapt over time, your soul did not evolve, it was breathed into you. You are the child of Adam a.s. shaped by divine hands, honored by angels, guided by revelation. And your soul is proof of something far beyond evolution. You weren't evolved to survive, you were created to return. Welcome to the journey to peace.